Isaiah 28:15. The covenant with death. Why humanity chose mortality and why only the stone can break it. Shalom, family. Today we're dealing with Isaiah 28:15, one of the most important covenant passages in the entire Bible. If you've already watched my teaching on the 70 to 80 year warranty, you learned that Psalm 90:10 gives the measurement of human lifespan. But Psalm 90:10 does not tell you why the lifespan is limited. Isaiah 28:15 is the legal reason behind the warranty. Isaiah 28:15 reveals that humanity made a covenant with death, not symbolically, not metaphorically, a literal spiritual contract. The people say, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. That means they chose death as their covering. They chose lies as their protection. They rejected the stone that God laid in Zion. They opted out of the covenant of life and entered a covenant of mortality. This is the foundation of the 70 to 80 year lifespan. Mortality is not biological. It is contractual. Psalm 90:10 is the duration of the contract. Isaiah 28:15 is the cause of the contract. Humanity legally agreed to death. Humanity legally agreed to lies. Humanity legally agreed to false coverings. And when you choose death as your covering, you cannot complain about mortality. You signed the contract. Now let's deal with the lies. Isaiah 28:15 says, we have made lies our refuge. A refuge is a place you run to for protection. So humanity is running to lies for safety, running to falsehood for identity, running to deception for comfort, running to illusions for security. And when lies become your refuge, death becomes your covenant partner, because lies cannot protect you. Lies cannot save you. Lies cannot extend your life. Lies cannot break covenant law. This is why science cannot break the lifespan boundary. Scientists are trying to fight biology, but the problem is not biological. Scientists are trying to fight aging, but the problem is not cellular. Scientists are trying to fight mortality, but the problem is not genetic. The problem is covenantal. Humanity made a covenant with death, and you cannot break a spiritual contract with physical tools. You cannot override covenant law with medicine. You cannot override covenant law with technology. You cannot override covenant law with research. You cannot override covenant law with laboratories. This is why every attempt to extend human lifespan hits a ceiling, because they're trying to break a covenant they did not make, and a covenant they cannot annul. Mortality is not a scientific problem. Mortality is a covenant problem, and the covenant with death stands until it is legally broken. Now let's deal with the stone. Isaiah 28:16 says, "Behold, I lay in Zion a stone." This stone is the only escape clause from the covenant with death. The stone is the only legal way out. The stone is the only covenant override. The stone is the only protection that is not a lie. The stone is the only covering that is not false. The stone is the only refuge that is not deception. The stone is the only foundation that cancels the covenant with death. So here's the clean covenant logic. Isaiah 28:15 is the cause. Psalm 90:10 is the consequence. Isaiah 28:16 is the cure. Humanity chose death. Humanity chose lies. Humanity chose false coverings. Humanity chose deception. And because of that choice, mortality became a covenant reality. The 70 to 80-year warranty is the legal duration of the covenant with death, and only the stone can break it. So the clean answer is this. Isaiah 28:15 explains why humanity dies. Psalm 90:10 explains when humanity dies. Isaiah 28:16 explains how humanity can escape death. Mortality is not biology. It is covenant law. And science cannot break a covenant with death. Only the stone can. Shalom.